Welcome to Create Talks. Well, after all that Thanksgiving meal, we wanted to talk about the power of creativity in what we can do for our bodies and health. A lot of us are wondering, like, okay, I want to take care of my body. I want to, like, see things shift and change. And I have an incredible guest. This is Jackie and Zakania. Did I say it right?
You did. Perfect. Thank you.
And she's amazing because she just started a juicery here in town. But I wanted you to share, first of all, about what is the power of juicing and why is it important for health and for the community here? Like, what made you decide to start a juice place in the heart of Reading and to see things shift and change? So talk to us about that.
Well, thank you. I'd love to. I'm so grateful to be here. So thank you, Theresa, so much for having me.
It's
really
my
an
honor
and a privilege. Thank you. Okay, so health and juicing in Reading. Gosh, that's kind of a loaded question. I believe that we are created in His image.
That's
and
right.
He created us, our DNA and our blood types according to a specific purpose. When we eat according to who He created us to be, we feel well. When we feel well, our bodies are in alignment with our soul, and our soul is in alignment with our spirit, and we flourish. And I think there's a lot of people that don't maybe understand that concept. I didn't understand it many years ago. And I'm still trying to understand it and learning as I go. And I really felt the Lord was saying, you know what? Reading needs you. I feel like we were prayed in, actually.
I think it was me.
I really do. I think it was you.
Many
I think
others.
there's so many others that just wanted this to happen. And all we did was say yes. We said yes.
And part of the process, I think, Jackie, in what you're doing with juicing is that you really are partnering with how the way that the Holy Spirit created us. And a lot of us out there, we're going after creativity and all different kinds of genres, but if our body is not healthy, if we don't align body, soul, and spirit, then we're going to be like tired when we create. We're not going to be on point. We're not going to have as much energy. And so eating the right food and also juicing creates health. And Revelation, it talks about that, about the fact that there's actually leaves in the trees for healing. And there's something about that we need to discover. We need to find out, gosh, why do when I eat vegetables, I feel amazing? And, you know, when I eat that, like, Big Mac or that other thing, it's like, I feel like crap inside. I feel terrible. And that's because our bodies were meant to run on certain things.
Yes.
And when we
You're
have
absolutely
those, we have more energy, we're able to create more, we're able to do more.
Yep.
It's crazy. Tell me about how have you experienced healing through combining the right foods, just in like your short span of working in the store, of seeing it happen. You're from Southern California. Shout out to Southern California. Yay! But Asis Juicery, talk a little bit about that. Where have you seen healing happen?
Oh my gosh. I've seen it, number one, in my own body. I was actually poisoned by an antibiotic about 6 years ago.
Wow.
And I went into the hospital, a healthy, vibrant, active person, and I left the hospital a debilitated, sick, could barely walk my dogs down the street person. And that's what started this whole health and wellness journey for me personally. And what I came to find out over the last 6 years is that eating right for my blood type, I'm an A blood type, so I have switched over to becoming a vegetarian. I don't eat a lot of red meat. Well, I don't eat any red meat. Occasionally I'll have some chicken or some turkey, and primarily vegetables and fruits. And through the process of eating right for who God made me to be, I'm well. And I can do anything. I have so much energy. I have more energy at 51 than I had when I was like 35. And I mean, then there's the O blood types, for instance. O blood types really, really, really do well eating meat and vegetables. And so all bodies are just not created equal, you know. I mean, there are blood types for a reason, and there is certain food. So like the paleo diet, for instance, is a great diet. However, it's great for O blood types. and it's not good for A's because I need to roll being a vegetarian. So it started me on this crazy, wild, naturopathic ride. And because I was so debilitated, I started spending a lot of time resting, and I started spending a lot of time in the Spirit and just getting these downloads from the Lord. And he started explaining why we are made up the way that we are made. And he brought me kind of back to nature in that we have to, put our feet in the sand. We have to, hug a tree. I mean, I know it sounds kind of crazy, but take walks in nature and really rest. We have to practice soul care as well as spiritual care. And then how does that trickle down to our body when we're feeding our body whole, organic, raw, delicious food? It energizes us. If you eat a Big Mac versus like a bunch of vegetables, and if you eat protein for O's, some meat. I mean, I'll talk to people who are meat eaters, who are O blood types, and they eat meat and they're like, yes, I eat meat. And I'm like, oh, I get tired and bloated, and it doesn't fuel me because it's not how I'm made. So yeah, creative wise, if we're not eating appropriately, you're right. How are we going to function well, and how are we going to be all he wants us to be and create everything that he's designed for us to create?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And I think part of the process is like a lot of us out there that are watching, and please make sure you share this or get people involved, that text them, people that are not eating well and you see that you're sluggish or you're not able to do what you're really called to do. You need to text them and get this out to them because this is so vital and important that we are body, soul, and spirit.
Yes.
It's not just about creating great music. God wants you around for the long haul.
Yes.
I mean, how many different incredible revivalists died early, like Jack Coe, because they never took care of their body. That's right.
That is right.
And God wants us to be stewards of our body, our soul, and our spirit.
Yes.
So I'm a great campaigner for this because I know personally when I eat healthy, I'm able to do so much more and create so much more. And my body is in harmony. I'm not sick. I'm not, I haven't gotten a cold in a couple years just because I eat so healthy.
Yay.
And because I exercise and because I take care of myself.
Yes.
And it's important for you to know that. The way that creatives need to live is in alignment to the downloads that God gives you. But it starts with really what you're talking about, really being a steward and creatively finding out what your body needs.
Yes.
And that's what you did, is you used creativity to find out, hey, this is how I'm wired.
Yep.
And you found out, hey, this works for this person, for that person. And so there's a lot of non-blood types you can get in stores, but this is super important that we can juice for health. It's so important. Tell me a little bit about what motivated you. You're living in Southern California. Probably listening to Bethel a little bit.
All the time.
And you're going, So tell me what was that revelation? Because a lot of people have dreams for to get involved in culinary school, to get involved in healthy things, to write music, to dance, whatever. And you followed your dream. You really put into practice your finances, you moving up here to get you here. So tell us a little bit about your dream.
Wow. Well, I always wanted to move up to Redding and be part of the Bethel community since about 07 or 08 when I started coming up, and just fell in love with it, and to get out of the traffic of Southern California. But
we know about that.
Yeah, we all know about that. But the dream piece of it was really wanting to give something back to the community that the Lord had given me. Wow. And so I just started spending time with him in the secret place and asking him, Lord, how do you want me to steward what you've given me, basically?
Yeah.
And I'm really not I don't really like to cook or bake, but when I put Bethel music on or worship music on and I get my juicer out, he meets me.
Wow.
And we create these amazing juices.
Yes.
And I'm not a juicer by trade. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. I mean, he literally just started downloading these recipes in my kitchen. It was a beautiful, magical, amazing time with the Lord.
Wow.
Spectacular. And So I just started writing them down. I started delivering to people and they really loved them. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could actually turn this dream into reality. And I was championed by a lot of amazing people who gave me so much hope that this actually could happen, this could happen. So I really encourage you to surround yourself with people who just love you well.
That's so good.
Yeah, and make sure that you're spending time with the Lord and you know who you are in Him and what your where your identity lies. It's the most important thing.
And we just want to give you a shout out. If you have like, oh my gosh, that Jackie, I've been battling this. She can help you out on my on my Facebook about, hey, try this concoction, try that. We want to get the word out. If you live in Reading, make sure you get to Asis Juicery. It's on Hilltop, right next to Medane's Chuck E. Cheese. I live there. My paintings live there. That's part of what I want you to do. I want you to see the value of what God can do in your body because it's so powerful. It's what we want. And so this is a community thing. I feel like
it is.
One of the things when I went into your juicery the first time is the community feel of what they want people to hang out there. Mm-hmm. We do art there on Thursdays. We just want people to hang out and get a touch from God and feel better physically, emotionally, spiritually, in every way. And that's part of our heart. And but tell a little bit about how did creativity factor into making your products? I know you talked about how the Lord supernaturally, but what have you found when people start to taste it? I love your chocolate freeze. I'm addicted to it. It's so good. There's certain ones that I always get, but how did creativity kind of be meshed into what you do?
Oh my goodness. What happened was as we opened, and it was weird going from just juicing in the kitchen and then creating the space and then just having it just all to ourselves sort of, and then opening the doors and actually letting community in, and like receiving that in. And as people entered, they would say to us, gosh, when I walk in, I just feel like a weight is lifted off of my shoulders.
Come
and
on.
I feel relaxed and I feel peaceful. And we prayed over the space and we wrote, verses on the wall, and we anointed the space. So I believe that the Lord was already doing mighty things in it before we moved in. And then as we brought the juices to life and served them with excellence.
It's true.
With excellence. People would taste them and be like, oh my gosh, these are incredible. And I was very humbled by that because I was like, wow, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really not a juicer by trade, but the Lord's done some amazing things here. And people were healed with some of our immunity shots. We had a woman do an immunity shot and she came back the next day and she was like, I am completely healed. My sore throat is gone.
Come on.
But I can't take credit for all of it because I have a business partner. His name is Brad Sladek. We have amazing people who work for us who helped us then create the shots and then do the smoothies and the freezes. So it was really a community creative effort to provide exceptional vegan juices, smoothies, bowls. We brought acai bowls to Reading for the first time. And I feel like
we love
Lord,
that. Brazilians love that
that's
too.
Right, they do. I think that's what the Lord wanted here, and He used us to do it.
Yeah, it's amazing. A lot of you out there, you have these like dreams, and they're up here in your head, whether it's in music or art or culinary, what we're just talking about today. And these dreams are here for a reason. Mm-hmm. They're not just there. You're just not floating around because, that might be great, or it might be for a later date. But I love what Jackie talked about because she brought in a community into her world and said, okay, I need to bring in investors. I need to bring in other people to help with the creative designs. I need people to think about the layout of the store. I need people that are going to build community into this place. There are so many different factors of what creates a momentum.
Yes,
of
true.
Seeing your dream come true. And I just want you just to speak into the people watching that say, oh, should I not? And share with them about your story and impart to them.
Okay. Oh, well. I think the most important thing that I want to impart to you all is love. That it's imperative that we remember who we're serving.
Come on.
And our Father loves us so, so well. And He wants so much more for us than we could ever possibly dream or imagine. And sometimes I just want you guys to hug yourselves. To just give yourselves a big hug.
Come on, go out there, give yourself a hug.
And remember who you are.
Yeah.
I want to impart the love, and remember that He's a gentle, gentle God. That making these changes in your life, it doesn't have to be, oh my gosh, I'm going to go on a 30-day green juice fast. No, you can incorporate one juice a week.
That's right.
You can perhaps, if you discover you're an A blood type, try eliminating red meat from every meal. Maybe just go down to 1 day a week and see how that works for you, because He's gentle. And we always have to remember the fruit of His Spirit is gentle, and it's kind, and it's loving, and it's patient, and it's peaceful. And so that's what I want to impart to you, that on this journey of health and wellness, as you spend time with Him and have Him create who your masterpiece and who you were designed to be, that you would do it lovingly. You would do it lovingly.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. I feel like there's more things than what we could possibly ever imagine. It's like this is a time for us to come into a whole new platform of understanding about the value that God has in our health. And I break off any spirit that's been upon you that the body's not important. Let's laugh at that.
Shama.
If that was the case,
bye-bye.
Then how come Jesus was feasting? How come we have a marriage supper of the Lamb? How come, there's so many scriptures about healing through the nations through food. And so I break that off of you. And I want you to learn to be curious about what makes you come alive in your body, and to creatively find that out, and let God begin to create in you something of value. And the dreams, I felt there's people that were watching that had dreams. And her dream right now, we just impart to you that are watching the value that your dream matters.
Yes, it does.
And that God's going to give you the right people that are going to help you to steward that dream well, whatever that is. And please let us know ideas that you have for health, or things that you've walked in, or if you've been healed through food, if you've had an incredible breakthrough in creativity yourself, please let us know and let Jackie know, so that we can just honor God in this journey of being healthy and whole for God, and creatively expressing that. And I just want to give a shout out to Asis Juicery again, one last time. Visit that. Check it out.
Oh, thank you.
If you are from Redding.
And come see Theresa's paintings hanging in my store.
Yeah, totally.
They're gorgeous, and we can't keep them on the walls.
I know. I'm getting more there. And it's crazy, too, because build a community. Bring your friends. Bring family. It's very family-oriented. And I really want to give a shout-out to people that are going after health, that God is going to help you to succeed and to grow and to see your dreams be fulfilled, for you to be healthy and whole, body, soul, and spirit. So again, Jackie, thank you so much for opening up this world of the power of creativity in health. And
thank you
for letting us see your heart, but also to see that dreams are possible to transform.
They are.
And your victory is other people's victory.
Yeah, it is. So receive it.
We'll see you next week.